Hello, welcome to the new season of Nerds of the Round Table. I'm Ryan Mercatante, and today we have a wonderful lineup for you guys. We're going to be first off talking about some camera news with the new camera from DJI. We're going to go to some video game news with Fallout 4, and then we're going to head down we're going to leave you guys off with some nerdy movie news with several movies like Suicide Squad and Deadpool. I'm Ryan Mercatante, and we're going to give you guys some names. Ready?
Hi, I'm Chris.
So very quiet.
Yeah, I'm Chris.
There you go. Again, I'm Ryan.
I'm Tim Doherty.
I'm Isabel Motley.
And welcome to Nerds of the Roundtable. So first off, we're going to actually talk about the DJI Osmo, I believe it's called. What it is it's a 4K camera, and attached to it is a 3-axis gimbal and with like a pistol-type mount. So when you're holding it, whenever you try to move, it'll stay stable. And what's kind of insane is for only like $650, it's 4K.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah,
especially
usually
for something that quality.
Usually 4K cameras come along and they're like, $2,000, $3,000. So for a camera that is 4K and has the stabilization in it too, because like I've been looking recently at some stabilization technology, and like I've been looking at the DJI Ronin, which is another 3-axis gimbal for like normal DSLRs, and that's like $1,300, which is insane. What do you think?
I think it's interesting you can actually use your actual phone for the monitor instead of having the add-on of that.
Oh yeah, like with stuff like Canon, you can never do anything like that, which is kind of annoying. Which I think is definitely the way that cameras need to go. When it comes to especially GoPro and like the iPhone app itself and like how you can connect to it Bluetooth wise, I think that's insane. Having a out of the box camera that can directly connect to your iPhone.
Oh, definitely.
Do you think it's gonna actually change a lot within film?
I think it'll definitely take a while because I feel like DSLRs are still dominating, and I think it'll just take a really long time for this kind of technology to really catch up and become mainstream. But I think it is definitely a step in the right direction.
So for our non-film majors out there, what do you think?
I think that sounds really great. Sounds like you could take a lot of video.
Video, yes.
Video.
Video.
Videos with
Video.
Probably
Video.
bidet.
You can also take pictures on it.
Wow.
In case you didn't know.
I mean,
it's
video's
crazy.
just a lot of pictures.
Oh yeah, well yeah. But.
So
If you want to get fancy about it.
it's the technical term, I believe.
Oh, that's insane.
My roommate's a photographer, so I vaguely know what a camera looks like. Mm-hmm. I've seen it used before. That's about it. So if you want to jump to him, he'll tell you more.
What do you think?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a pistol grip camera,
A pistol grip camera.
and you can put it on the dashboard of your car.
I don't know if they might come out with what's it called, with attachments for it that could attach to your car.
Okay, because
I'm not positive
Because
about
I was gonna say if I thought the whole purpose was like maybe it's just because I see a picture of it mounted on a car, but all I heard was it's pistol gripped and it'll go on the dashboard of your car. I'm sure cops must have loved that idea.
That advertisement slogan.
Like you
That
just go to
sounds
a
like the
focus
equivalent.
group. Well, we don't see any confusion being caused from this one.
Okay, so basically what it is the pistol grip is kind of like is more or less just a stick that you hold. And that's how you actually hold the camera, rather than just, a picture or like a DSLR where you hold it like this.
What is the tolerance for bad puns on this program? Because I've heard of a film shoot, but this is ridiculous.
Okay.
Because it's pistol grip. Can I leave the show now?
Yeah, I think so. But what's also kind of insane about this is, unlike a lot of different cameras, first off, I don't think they're actually having it where you can change the lens of it.
Oh, so it is limited in that sense.
It is limited in that
Yeah.
sense, but what's kind of cool about it is every single portion of it. It's really 3 portions. It's the grip itself, it's the 3-axis gimbal, and then it's the camera. Which the camera, is like this big. So when it comes to the camera, you can actually sell the DJI will sell every single part of it separately.
So it's very customizable. I speak English well.
Exactly. It's very customizable in the way of like if you already bought the first one and it's the grip itself and like they come out with a new camera. What will happen is you can actually just buy the new camera and just attach it to your old thing.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so like it's almost like in the way of like lenses with DSLRs. if there's a new lens that comes out, you can upgrade the lens but not the body itself. And if you get a new body, you can just use your old lenses on that, which seems really interesting. And it opens up the idea to where if companies want to improve on this, they have the chance to. So besides that, like, where do you guys see this being used a lot?
Video, I'd say.
Besides video, like, I mean, do you think that like it would be more in like sports video? Do you think it's in a lot more with like short films? What do you guys say?
I can definitely see this, with it being accessible, more so than like a higher quality camera. This will probably be used for like travel vlogs and stuff. If I were to guess, I could be totally wrong.
That's actually definitely an interesting thing when it comes to vlogging. But tell us what you guys think in the comments down below. We're going to be heading off to our next topic, which is Fallout 4, and we'll see you guys very soon.
Next, we'll be talking about the new Fallout 4, and it's the Bethesda release in November 10th, and we're very excited about that because we have some fellow gamers here.
Yeah! Gaming and nerdiness.
And everyone loves, post-apocalyptic. I think the new one's Boston it takes place.
Yeah, it does take place in Boston, so you're going to actually end up being able to see a lot of landmarks within the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's great because it's Boston without the Bostonians.
Yes.
It's fantastic. I've dreamed of things like this.
It's ideal, really.
So far, what has been your history within games like Fallout?
I think that I really appreciate the expanse of the world, but I think sometimes it becomes a little bit cumbersome traveling.
To all the different places?
Yeah.
What do you think, Tim?
Well, I don't think the people who invented video games imagined that you could be sitting in your bed going, I'm so tired of walking over this beautiful landscape, which again, just makes you think of all the interns that had to draw Skyrim and fake Boston, and now they're hearing about people going, what do you mean you're tired of traveling? Do you know how long it takes to make one tree?
Actually, what's kind of interesting is I really do wonder how long each of this takes and how they end up doing it. Like, do they actually go with like reference pictures of like Boston and the surrounding area, and that's how they create the game? Because you have a lot of games like Assassin's Creed and a whole bunch of games like this where like they're taking places that are real in real life and using them in the game. So I wonder how they actually create it with that. Personally, I've only played Skyrim from Bethesda Studios, and I personally like Skyrim. The only thing is, again, with the traveling,
The large world.
It took
You have to
forever.
push through the boring parts,
It
but
took forever, but like where it was good, it was really good. Because it was really a nice out-of-body experience where you can go into this own world, create your own character, and be this character. What do you think?
I kind of like the whole traveling around thing because it gives you a chance to, explore the world and not just like walking from one destination to the other.
He's the outlier.
I'm the weird one.
Yeah.
If in Skyrim, I played Skyrim also, and one of the Fallouts, the one where you're looking for a dad, I think.
Fallout 3, yeah.
That one, yeah.
Back in 2008, it's been a while.
Oh my God.
Okay. I played it on my roommate's Xbox because I am a mooch.
Yeah.
But in Skyrim, when they tell you, like, oh, you have to walk towards Markarth or something, and that's, like, a million miles away, I kind of just go off into other directions and visit other towns and things and, like, talk to people. I'm more of, like, a story-oriented guy rather than, like, get there and kill stuff kind of guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I get there and kill
Although
stuff.
killing stuff is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt, but story's nice. Story's a good time.
I mean, I think what it has to be is it has to be it has to be both. Mm-hmm. In the way where you can't have a game that's just all killing people besides Call of Duty, I know. And you can't really have a game that's really all story. Like sometimes it has to be both to be a good.
When there's just so many cutscenes,
Exactly.
there's not as much gameplay as you'd hope for.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Something that I find kind of interesting. By the way, we do have a person here who's in computer science and into artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Do you think that within gaming and stuff like this and open world games, there's gonna start to be a trend where artificial intelligence will be used within the NPC characters?
Well, definitely. I mean, it's already happening. It's
Really?
not. It's not like super advanced AI, but it is technically AI.
Really?
So like,
So do you think that we'll have like things like almost like Siri into? into gaming.
It won't be the same as Siri. It'll probably be more like every NPC has its own motives, and it acts on those motives, and it tries to better itself rather than just like read from a script kind of thing. But it's not gonna be like Siri where you ask it for the weather. It's like that's not really.
What's the weather in Fallout? Everyone's dead. But yeah, no, it seems like a good premise. I mean, Bethesda kind of has been getting more and more followers, I believe. Like, they stepped their game up when it came to like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, and then they even stepped their game further up when it came out to Skyrim. I kind of wonder how this game will be.
Well, even watching E3,
Yeah.
when I saw the release for Fallout 4, it was such a surprise because they had Fallout New Vegas. That was kind of like the nice in between. But really, people are looking for the new Fallout 4, and I think it's a good improvement from the Fallout 3.
I saw there was a dog in it, so
Yeah.
that's really what I'm excited about.
Can you play as the dog?
One gripe that I really do have about Fallout 4, especially with the trailer, is when looking at it, when you look at like the movement of the people and the dog, the movement seems very animated. Not exactly.
I have some
Fluid.
bad news for you. It's quite animated.
I mean, but it's not exactly. It doesn't feel lifelike, and that's something I feel like animation departments and CGI and video games really need to work on is like the movement of the characters themselves.
Well, what's that phrase? Is it mocap? Motion capture?
Yeah.
Like they'll dress people up with like the fancy green suits and the dots on their heads.
Yeah.
and
Like
move
all of
around.
Avatar.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah, yeah.
Avatar is.
Basically what Andy Serkis uses to pay for his kids to go to college right now.
That thing.
Obviously, come on.
They'll do that for a lot of video games now, and I imagine that what you're seeing is the fact that they're not doing that.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that. Like I saw that and I was like, ugh,
Well,
I
we're
just
spoiled now.
wonder-
We're very spoiled with some of the graphics.
Oh my gosh! Like I mean, even if
There's
you
always
look,
a trade-off
even if
though.
you
With a
look
huge
at-
world, they have to kind of cut down with certain things. So
That's
I
true.
remember playing like Super Mario 64 and like wondering how they could ever beat that in terms of graphics.
This is
Like,
the best
it's just
ever.
It's so realistic. The water is like I'm really there. It's great.
For years, the game I played with the biggest map was Animal Crossing.
oh my gosh.
And that is still up there as far as favorite games go.
I mean,
definitely.
speaking of video game tech, there's new technology coming out like virtual reality technology with different inventions when it comes along like that. When do you think it's gonna be like really the first open world game that encompasses VR? Like that was built specifically for VR.
I've done research with VR. I'm just throwing this out there. I did research with a professor on campus in VR. Really not a fan.
I mean, I've
not
actually
fun.
tried it before.
Yeah? Did you get sick?
And no, I didn't get sick. But what the thing is when I put it on, it is 1080 by or 1920 by 1080. So it is HD, like the screens that are projected to your like eyes. But the screens are so close to your face that it makes everything look. It doesn't look great. But what I was actually talking with some of the developers, and they were like, yeah, what we're doing is we're actually taking this. And we're going to start putting in 4K screens, maybe even higher resolution screens that are the size of your iPhone. And what they're going to do is they're going to put it on there, and hopefully that is going to make it a really interesting experience. But besides that, what do you think? What do you think that Fallout? So you've played Fallout 3, correct? What was like your favorite part about Fallout 3, and what do you think they could improve on?
just kind of the realism of it. You have a limited amount of ammo. There's radiation that like if you eat a certain food, you'll get a certain points of radiation for it. And I think just kind of the realism of, it's not just like Call of Duty, you don't just like magically get ammunition back. You have to find it in the environment. And I think that's what makes it such an interesting game is just, it's very much real life compared to the other games on the market.
That's interesting. Well, I think we're going to end it off on that. What new video games are you guys looking at? Be sure to tell us. And we'll see you guys back here for some nerdy movies.
Movies. We're going to look at some movies now. Two big films coming out next year in 2016 from the two biggest comic corporations who also own movie franchises, DC and Marvel. I'm sure you're all familiar with them. Are turning out Deadpool and Suicide Squad, two very highly anticipated movies, probably because America is very interested to see how violent DC and Marvel are allowed to get on film. And yeah, even just from the trailer, I think we're looking at two very bloody films. What do you guys think about Suicide Squad and Deadpool? First of all, which one is everyone more excited for?
Ooh, that's tough.
Probably Deadpool, because I heard of Suicide Squad today. So Deadpool, definitely.
That's fair. Ryan, what do you think?
Like that is oh my gosh, I have no idea. Like I absolutely love the dynamic of Deadpool and how he's like, he's like one of the really only superheroes. I mean, if you call him a superhero, he's really one of the only superheroes that breaks the fourth wall, which is something that if the studio does well, they will knock Deadpool out of the park. But with Suicide Squad, I'm just like, I really love the Joker, and seeing this new incarnation with Jared Leto. I mean, when you look at the Joker and who's played them before, like Heath Ledger was a extremely method actor.
It's gonna be hard to follow up.
It is, but Jared Leto was such a method actor, and Heath Ledger was a method actor, but Jared Leto is also a method actor, like a really diehard method actor. So I think it's gonna be really interesting to see how he pulls it off. I think if he does the same thing that like Heath Ledger did, he won't do it. But if he makes it his own, he'll knock it out of the park. What do you think?
I'd say, because I'm more of a DC person, I'd say I'm a little bit more excited for Suicide Squad, mainly because of their use of characters that aren't as famous. Like, yeah, these are Batman universe villains, like you've got the Joker, and I'm a big fan of Harley Quinn, mainly because she originally came from Batman, the animated series, and maybe it's just nostalgia, but that is my favorite version of Batman from growing up. Also, the use of more obscure villains, such as Deadshot, played by Will Smith. I mean, I don't know how you can choose a better actor for that, so...
Will Smith hasn't really been in any good movies.
Give him a chance.
In a
We
while.
can't turn our back on the Fresh
I'm
Prince. He
worried.
was there for us.
I'm sorry.
I just can't get over the fact that they keep double dipping all these actors, because you had Will Smith playing Hancock, which obviously he's a fictional superhero, and then you also have Ryan Reynolds, who was Green Lantern.
Oh yeah.
And that was
But
bad.
But look at it this way.
This is his redemption.
I don't know why I can't remember his name. Captain America from Avengers
Was also the Human Torch.
was the Human Torch.
Yes.
boy.
Something, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. But
Oh, Hollywood.
Yeah.
You can't
Wow,
fool the
they're
nerds.
very
Evans.
forgiving of these
They are.
terrible roles.
Chris
We
Evans.
haven't
Thank
forgotten
you,
Evans.
Chris Evans.
how bad the Fantastic Four was, and we don't intend to.
I actually liked the Fantastic Four. I did.
See, I find it nice, and I feel like they just definitely joke with Chris Evans. Just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, look who's not in the worst Fantastic Four anymore." just like, I feel like he's definitely better for Captain America than a Human
Well,
Torch.
he has like the bromance going on, you know?
Yeah. Do you think that?
I think that's what really holds it is, Thor, the Hulk, they all just kind of play off each other. Tony Stark, just their like personalities that bounce off each other is what I think really makes the chemistry better for that.
I mean, what's kind of interesting is with Deadpool also. They're double dipping with Deadpool too. It was one of the original X-Men movies. It was Wolverine. They actually had Deadpool. What they did is they actually sewed Deadpool's mouth and made it like him like a weird mutant, and that destroyed who Deadpool is.
Yeah, great move, whoever wrote that movie. Let's take our favorite part of the character, just get rid of it.
And I
It's gone.
absolutely love this because in the teaser trailer of Deadpool, he's sitting there and he goes, "From the studio that inexplicably sewed his fucking mouth shut the first time."
Can we say that?
I'll bleep
We
it
can
out.
say it
It's fine.
now.
I'll
And
bleep
We
it
can
out.
say it now.
And the whole time he was doing press for that Wolverine movie, he was being very passive aggressive. Where they're like, "How would you like to see Deadpool done correctly, not wrong, please?"
I mean, what's also kind of interesting, and I don't know if you guys know this, Margot Robbie, who's part of Suicide Squad, she was the wife in Wolf of Wall Street.
She was.
She
She
was
was
the
also
wife
in
of
another
Wolf of
movie
Wall
with Will
Street.
Smith.
Yeah.
She was in, what is it, Focus with Will Smith?
Yes,
So they
I
have
saw that
worked
too.
together before.
Which is kind of interesting and shows like the dynamic of Hollywood, how if you know someone, then you get the movie.
Oh, of course.
But it's going to be interesting because with Suicide Squad especially, they're throwing in so many people. They have so many supervillains, so many, I don't think there's really any superheroes, but they have so many supervillains itself. And I'm just worried that with Suicide Squad, they're not going to be able to have as many, backstories and really flesh out the characters.
Yeah, because it'll
themselves.
bog down the current plot.
So, out of curiosity, we're gonna end this right now. I want to go down the line and ask what your favorite superhero movie is, or which one you're most excited for.
Deadpool, definitely.
My favorite superhero movie is the inevitable. I know they're gonna make this. They're gonna make a movie about the unbeatable Squirrel Girl, and that will be the greatest movie ever made.
And what about which one is your favorite currently?
Favorite currently? Just ever made?
Yes.
I'm gonna say The Dark Knight is my favorite.
Dark Knight.
superhero.
Okay. I would definitely have to say I think one of my favorites is probably Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, that was a good one, and I'm so excited for. I'm excited to see how they end up trying to pull off Deadpool, because if they do it right, they're going to do it really well. And what do you think?
My answer is Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm kind of pissed at you now.
You stole it.
If I had to choose a second, it'd probably be the first Iron Man. I like that movie.
Classic.
Okay, and what are you most excited for?
Deadpool, I guess.
Deadpool? Okay, so now back to the old tradition of how we end this show. Everyone, hands in the center. 3, 2, 1, Excelsior!
Excelsior!
We'll see you guys next time.